So XLM has dropped by over 13% over the past couple of days. And despite this move to the downside, what you can see is the current price is still hovering over both the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA. And so I am still bullish despite this move that we've witnessed over the past couple of days. And I'm still tracking this 5-way structure to the upside, where I'm looking at for this fifth wave to tap into this region between 55 cents to 61 cents. And for this structure to play out, what we need is for a 5-way structure to form within this fifth wave. And what we also need is for the price of XLM to not breach past this level here at 36.13 cents. Otherwise, if we do so, that will then confirm that we are bearish, and there will be a high likelihood that will then breach past this level here at 33.47 cents, which is the wave 1 or the wave 2 origin. And so what you can't have in Elliott Wave Theory is the wave 4 cross the wave 1 or the wave 2 origin. Otherwise, this structure would then be invalid. And so, yeah, I'm still tracking a 5-way structure nevertheless. And so if I drop down to the 4-hour chart, what I'm looking at for right now is for this move here to be the wave 1 and for this move to the downside to be the wave 2. And then we could see an explosive wave 3 and then a wave 4 and a wave 5. So if I draw that in, so this here will be the wave 1, a wave 2, and then we could see an explosive wave 3, a wave 4 and a wave 5. And so this wave 3 will have to be made up of 5 waves. And so we've had this recent move to the upside where we topped off at this level here at 47.16 cents, but let me just make sure that that's the case. And so here we reached 46.89 cents. And so yeah, we ended up topping off at this level, and this structure here could potentially form the wave 1. And then we've recently had this correction move to the downside, which could have formed the wave 2. And then we could see the wave 3, 45 play out in the next few days or the next couple of weeks. And that would then form the wave 3. And then shortly after, we then see the wave 4 and wave 5 play out in the next few weeks or the next couple of months. Only time will tell, really. And so what I'll do is I'll drop down to the 5-minute chart just so I can get a better understanding as to what's taking place within this recent move to the downside. And before I get to that, what you can see is we did find support at the 200 EMA, which is, of course, bullish. And in addition to that, we are within oversold conditions. And so I am looking out for the bulls to regain control of the market. And so if we breach past the 50 EMA, that will, of course, be a bullish signal. And we could see that continuation to the upside. And if we were to breach past this local top at 47.16 cents, that will also signal that we are bullish. And so if I drop down to the 5-minute chart, and straight away I can see that this move here is made up of a corrected move. And so what I'll be looking at for right now is for a WXY structure. And so I'll check to see if this was the local low. So here we reached 41.16 cents. And here we reached 40.98 cents. So this is the local low. And so I'm looking out for a WXY structure where this here will be the W wave, this will be the X wave, and this will be the Y wave. And so I check to see if this Y wave has met the typical range. So if I bring the fib tool and bring this to the local bottom at 43.95 cents and bring this to over here at 44.49 cents. And so this Y wave has tapped into that range, as you can see. And so in an ideal scenario, I would be looking at for that reversal to the upside where we can then begin to track the wave 3. But like I mentioned earlier on, this move here is made up of a corrective move. And so it's possible that we are still within this Y wave, or it's also possible that we ended up completing this WXY structure to form the W wave. And then this recent move to the upside could be the X wave, and then we see a final push to the downside to form the Y wave. And so if this structure is playing out right now, what I do is I'll target out this Y wave. So if I bring in the fib tool once again and bring this to the recent top at 43.32 cents. And so that Y wave could potentially reach anywhere between 36.43 cents to 37.65 cents. So if I go back to the hourly chart, and so here what you can see is if we do see this move to the downside, then we would end up reaching past this level here, which would be the wave one origin. So this wave one here. And so if we do breach past this level, that would then invalidate the structure that I'm currently tracking at the moment. And of course, that could be bearish. If we do breach past this level and go slightly deeper, we could still be within this wave two, as long as we don't extend beyond the 88.2% retracement level. So if I bring in the Fib tool, just so it's more clearer as to what it is I'm illustrating. So the wave two would typically reach anywhere between 50% to 88.2%. And so XLM could go as deep as 39.43 cents and we could still remain bullish. And so this is going to be a key region to be keeping an eye on. And so, of course, we have tapped into that range, and so we could see that reversal to the upside at some point. If we go any deeper than this region, then it's possible that we then extend beyond this level here, which is the wave one origin, which will then confirm that we're bearish. And we could then potentially go even deeper than this level here, which will also confirm that we are bearish. And what we could then see is a bigger XY structure, where this XY structure would then form the W wave, and then this move to the upside would form the X wave, and then we see a bigger move to the downside to form the Y wave. But personally, I'm still looking out for this move to the upside. But for that to happen, what we need is for XLM to hold some key levels. But of course, that's something I'm going to be tracking in the days and weeks to come, and I'll keep you guys updated. And so, yeah, that's just my update on XLM. Hopefully you found it useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit that like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.